this video, we're going to show you how you can discover hidden compliance issues in service agreements or any other long-form contract for that matter, using Docugami's powerful foundation model for business documents. So let's start with the problem. Long-form contracts like service agreements are the lifeblood of many businesses, codifying key obligations and carrying significant compliance risks. But despite their importance, these critical documents are handled manually by most companies. Standardization becomes impossible since business goals change over time, third-party paper is occasionally used, new markets are entered, and laws even change. Unfortunately, we all live in a read, copy, paste world, and if you cast a quick glance at the service agreements your business has signed in the past, you're probably going to find a huge mess. So let's see how Docugami can help. Docugami is the first business document AI product of its kind, simple to use but delivers powerful intelligence under the hood. Getting started is easy. We're just going to point Docugami to where your documents are and upload them. So I'm going to go from the home page to my content here, click on Add Docs. I'm going to upload some documents from my computer. So I'm going to pick folders here and go to where my documents are, and I'm going to grab these MSAs, upload them. Agree that that is what I'm doing, and since this is all I need, I don't need to add any more docs, so I'm just going to click Finish and let those start uploading here. Docugami supports all the most common document formats and automatically organizes your documents into similar sets of documents that can be compared. So that's what this message is telling me right now, that it's taking those similar docs and creating some doc sets. And I can go ahead and close this. And one thing to note is that Docugami is specifically designed to ensure the security and privacy of your data. So no information from your documents is ever shared outside of your organization. I'm going to go right here and I see my MSAs, and here they all are. They are uploaded, and now I'm going to wait a few minutes while those auto cluster into a new doc set. So I've let Docugami do its magic, and if I go back into my documents over here, you can see that I now have the services agreement doc set. And all the documents I uploaded have been added to that because Docugami has recognized these all as service agreements. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and from there I'm going to generate a tabular report. So we'll give this a name, MSA data, and we will select that particular doc set for this report, and this will land us on our first document. One of the first things you'll notice is that Docugami has already given me a bunch of suggestions of things that it's already found here in the document, and I can certainly browse that list and drag those up into my report items, but I'll close that for now and just focus on hovering over the document, and you will see that as you hover, you will get highlighted blue areas that can either be full clauses or smaller chunks, for example, like this date. So as I hover around, I can find all the things that interest me on this particular document, and I can start adding them to my report. So I can either go up here and click Add to Report when I have something selected. I can also grab, let's say, this date and just drag it over and drop it here. And so the idea here would be that I want to go through and find all the pieces of information that interest me in this document and all the documents in this particular doc set and drag them onto here, because as I find these, for example, this address right here, Docugami automatically starts looking across the doc set and finding all the company addresses, all the effective dates, and all of the companies within those other documents in the doc set. So let's grab a couple other things. We'll get this larger clause right here for deliverables, and in this case I actually want to include the heading for that. So I'll get this, and as you look up here, I see that now deliverables, that full clause is now shown as software. I want to change that. So I'm going to actually just double click it and type in my new name for it. And now I've got deliverables. Then I want to go ahead and add the client here. So we'll click this right here. That is identified correctly as the client. So we'll add that to the report. And let's go ahead and get their address as well. And you'll see in this case, I need to actually drag this to be a larger chunk. So when I first got that first chunk, it was just getting this street address. I can drag that here to, and this will be in the resize mode, click OK. Now, it does not understand that this is an address as well, and so in this case, I'm going to call this a client address. Hit enter, add that to the port. So now I've got 6 different pieces of information that I have chosen from this particular document, and Docugami during this whole time, you can actually see this working up here, is finding all of these chunks of information across all the documents in my doc set. To clean my report up a little bit, I'm going to drag this company address to be underneath the company it is a part of, and I'm going to drag this effective date down here to the end, and I'm going to bring deliverables down here till the end also. Okay, so now I have company and the company address, I've got the client address, the effective date, and then the deliverables. So I can now look at these pieces of information and make sure that across all of these different contracts, all of these are correct and in compliance. To see this in action, I'm going to go to my report preview. This gives me all the pieces of information that I selected. So the company, the address, client address, effective date, and deliverables across all of the documents that are in this doc set. I can scroll all the way down. You can see I have 20 documents in here. So now by selecting just a few pieces of information, I have found all of those pieces of information across 20 different documents. It's important to note that all of these documents are very different. So I have docx's, I have PDFs. If I click on these, you will see that even in some cases, the layouts of various documents are different and the formatting of each one. Some of these are scanned documents. And yet Docugami is able to look at all of these different types of documents that contain the same types of information and find those same types of information across everything. Some of these have negotiated differences, other ones don't. Some may even be on third-party paper. And Docugami's powerful AI cuts through all the noise to get all the pieces of information that you need very quickly right at your fingertips. Going back into the tabular preview, you can see the human versus machine metrics here. And this shows this 5% here versus the 95% shows in blue the 5% I did to find my initial pieces of information, and the 95% is what Docugami then found across all the other documents for me. These numbers speak for themselves. For everything the human is doing, Docugami is acting as a force multiplier and making the human an order of magnitude faster. There are a few more steps to take before I fully complete my report. We're not going to cover that here, but once I've taken those steps, I have what's called the published report, which you can see right here. Once this data has been extracted, you can then work with it in the tool of your choice. So I'm going to go to next steps here, download the spreadsheet. That's going to put it into an Excel format, which I can click and open in Excel. Once we have the data in Excel, we can now build powerful dashboards, looking for information like expiring contracts, non-standard language for critical terms, and much more. So as I review these, I can see certain problems. For example, an incorrect date right here, and a non-standard clause right here for the deliverables. So I can very easily then get this information out of Excel to take that back to the original documents and append and edit them as needed. These are the important things that are slipping through the cracks in your business today, things that Docugami can help get under control. Unlike other systems that only support extracting certain fixed fields from certain limited document types, Docugami is completely flexible to your documents and your workflow. Once I've extracted and acted on the data in this particular report, I can go back to Docugami, into my MSAs again, create a new report, and this time, choosing the same exact doc set, I can build a completely different report from these MSAs. In this case, I can extract project start and end dates or billing milestones, pricing and other key data that I may want to import into my line of business systems for billing and project management. The sky's the limit here. Do you know what critical business data is hiding in your long-form documents? To summarize, you can use Docugami to easily generate insights from the data in your business critical documents. We used MSAs in this demonstration, but really any long-form contract works just as well. You can use the extracted data as insight for your next projects or to speed up data import to line of business systems. Minimizing mistakes and cutting costs, avoiding tedious word-by-word effort. Unlike other products, Docugami is super easy to use. At the same time, it's completely flexible and utilizes state-of-the-art generative AI. And Docugami keeps all of your data safe. Nothing is shared with the outside world. In addition, IT departments love Docugami since all our data can be exported easily to interoperable formats, like XML and JSON, for easy integration with backend systems. Docugami also integrates with tools such as Zapier, Slack, UiPath, and more that allows you to set up automated processes for the AI to alert you if certain conditions are met. And finally, you can even link online document storage systems like Dropbox to Docugami so that new documents are automatically integrated into existing reports. We're Docugami, the document engineering company, and we would love to work with you. Please visit docugami.com to sign up for a free trial today.